Hi, my name is India Sweeting. I am a member of the Bahamas Darts Federation national team, and I'm traveling to Kobe, Japan to play in the World Cup next month. I'd like to thank Calvin Lockhart, representing the technical adjusters, and the shipwreck for sponsoring me in order to travel. Thank you.
Hey boy, this is your boy TIMMAY from 3 AM here. Used to call it 601, used to call it Jollies, is now tailgaters, and you notice why we have all these darts up in here with the two members of the Bahamas national dart team. I didn't even know we had one of those until I saw a tweet a few weeks ago, and the lady behind the tweet right there is India. So India, let people know what we doing here, why we here.
Well, we're here to shed a little light on the game of darts. I know it's not the most popular sport in the world, and not a lot of people understand it. They think, it's just a bullseye, and it's not a real sport. It's not that competitive. But we're here to prove everyone wrong and show you what darts actually is.
How long have you been playing darts? I would like to play because it's the whole national
Longer
team.
than she's been born. No, I've been playing darts since 1994. So however many years that is, that's 23 years? Yeah, 23 years. And the national team is actually for the Bahamas Darts Federation. The national team is made up of a player from Freeport, a player from Abaco, several players from Abaco. And we get the team by being a trial process. So it's not like we select it, because a lot of times national teams get selected. You hear all the nonsense that goes around with that. This is an actual play yourself in and onto the team. So India, our youngest ever
17.
ever to make the senior national team, will be going with us to Japan in October.
23 years, I'm only 26, so I think that dart just come around a while ago, but there's a whole sport that we have a national team for, so just break it down for me. You say it's a process, so take me through the process, because you aren't selected, so take me through the process of joining this team.
Okay, first things of every association, and therefore there's the Nassau Darts Association, there's the Abaco Darts Association, there's the Eleuthera Darts Association, and the Grand Bahama Darts Association. They all have their process of getting to who can qualify for this actual tournament. Then on one weekend, the top 10 that have qualified have to play against each other on that same weekend, so that all the scores are compiled, and then the top 20 men and the top 10 ladies, then they all are ranked. They're ranked. And then once those people show up for the national tournament, then the team is compiled. This year, it's 4 men and 4 ladies. For what is called the Caribbean Cup, it would be 8 men and 5 ladies. So today, this team is a smaller team, but it's a much more, well, I don't want to say high power to the point that I don't want to, make it sound bad for those that didn't make it, but it is a much more rigorous play to get on the team. And then once that happens, then it's basically everyone has to do their own practice. And because we're an archipelago, we have a member that's in Freeport, we have 2 that's in Abaco, men, a lady that's in Abaco, yeah. We actually had 2, but then one can't travel. And then we have 2 here and 1 in, supposed to be in Eleuthera, I'm not sure, but they're all over the place. So as you can see, it's very difficult for us to get together.
It's actually a national team. This isn't a Nassau team. This is a Bahamian team.
This is a national team. It involved the 4 associations. That's why I told you it's not a selection process. This is actually play yourself onto the team.
So India, the youngest ever. You lost distinction forever. You've been the youngest member. How does that feel to you? And tell me about the process going through. Because you might have, I don't know if you felt intimidated going against all these veterans, these people older than you. But let me know how you feel through the process and after that relief, like I on the team.
Well, like Christian said, that it's like a really long process to even qualify to then qualify to make the team. Basically, we have to play in the Gold Cup first, which is like the inter-association play that he was mentioning. So basically, when I made that team, my dad was like, what do you think you're doing, making teams around here? Like, my mom's always been on that team, so like it was kind of like you've come of age, young one type thing, because my mom's always
Welcome, young Jedi.
Exactly, and like my dad's always been on the team. He doesn't really play as much anymore, but he was on the team before, so it was kind of like, okay, you made the Nassau team, but I don't think they really expected me to make the World Cup team, low-key, but then they were like, okay, just do your best, sweetie.
That's good, Brian. So like, they don't want to get your hopes up too high, but they want to support you.
They were like, hey, good job, you made the Nassau team. That's it. And then the trials came up, and of course I was kind of intimidated because it was like the top 10 women in the whole Bahamas. It wasn't just Nassau, like people that I'm used to playing against, like especially the women in Abaco. They have an amazing program up there, and they are really top quality. They practice a lot, so I was really scared to face them, especially because I've never really played them before, and like they kind of like hold them to like a really high standard because they're like, oh my god, is that a man? It's just so like playing them, I guess I was intimidated. I remember the trials, I was kind of like it didn't go so well the first day. Darts is one of those sports, it's either on or it's off, and I think everyone can attest to that fact. It's like no matter how much you practice, you're still gonna have off days. And the first day of the trials, I was really having an off day, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna.
So you think it was nerves, or you just had an off day?
I'm not sure if it was nerves. I didn't really feel nervous, but I definitely felt frustrated because I know I can play much better than I am doing right now, and I'm just like, Mommy, I'm not gonna make this team. And actually, my mom didn't make it to the qualifying for the qualifying that I was shooting in, so she's like, well, you made it here, so just try your best. So, and then it just so happened that the chips fell in my lap, and I was like, really excited about it.
So talk to me from your experience. The World Cup, is the World Cup every year, every 4 years?
The World Cup is every 2 years. It'll always be on the uneven year. So it's 2015 last time, 2017 this time, and then 2019 and so on. The Caribbean Cup, which is our regional tournament, and America's Cup, they are played on the even years. So we always have a national team.
Every year you have
A national team.
How many in your 23 years? How much times have you been played on a big Caribbean Cup or World Cup?
Caribbean Cup,
Like plenty.
5, 6 maybe, I don't know. 5 or 6. I've actually qualified for. I've qualified for two World Cup teams. Qualified. I've gone as manager and thing like that before, but I've actually qualified for 2 World Cups. So like I tell you, the World Cup is much more tougher.
I always ask athletes, how does it feel to travel the world based on their sport? So talk to me about how open it was to open your mind to be able to travel as a Bahamian playing the sport, and probably one of this isn't very recognized in the world.
I will tell you something, okay? The Bahamas, first of all, the Bahamians, when they go away, we always seem to be like a magnet for attention. Maybe it's because of the colors of our flags and stuff. No, our uniforms are pretty. Okay, that flag is a gorgeous flag, and it catches people's eye. And then when they see the Bahamas, they say, what, you know, they always look at you like this, you know? And so you don't have to say a word, and people will actually come up to you, okay? So we're always very well received, and because we're competitive, as far as they know we're not professionals, okay? Because where we're going to this World Cup, there are actually professionals. There are people that have come out of this very same tournament that we're going to that are now top professional dart players on the PDC. I don't know, you wouldn't know about that, but if anyone who knows anything about darts, if they know who Phil Taylor is and who Raymond Van Bonwell and those sort of fellas, and then the boy, Gerwin came from this. Gerwin was in Van Gerwen played for Belgium. He played for Belgium when he was, I think I was in Ireland, and so you see them, they come and go, and these are professionals. So for us who aren't professionals, student, I have my work that I got to do, you know what I mean? We're just here, you know, quote unquote hobby in it, you know what I mean? But for us to actually be able to compete with those guys, they say, boy, you know, that's good that y'all could do that. So we're always very well received. The Bahamas is always very well received, and that's why when you go away, you really got to be on your best behavior. You can't
represent the whole country, a whole entire country.
Exactly, and then it kind of shocks them sometimes when they see. We used to have some Caucasian. We still have some Caucasian people on the team, and it kind of shocks people sometimes when they see white people from the Bahamas. You know what I mean? They're like, what? And of course, you know, Abaco buddies. You can't get much whiter than them, really. You know what I mean? So they, you know, it's always fun to see the expressions on their reactions. It's always fun to see their reactions. But India has traveled before for the Caribbean Cup, right? Because she actually was our youth champion. And so that's how she got into darts.
She ain't knew that.
So yeah. So she's 17, right? But don't let that fool you. She's been playing darts for a long time. I remember when she used to come to the venues in her baby carriage. You understand what I mean? So this girl has darts in her blood. So don't let that don't let that, you know what I mean? Don't let that fool you, you know?
Japan in a few weeks. How does it feel going to Japan?
Obviously, it's really exciting. It's like all the way across the world. It's going to be a big culture shock, and I'm really ready for the experience of it all. I mean, yeah, we're going to play darts and we're going to represent our country, but I definitely feel like it's an opportunity to like widen your worldview in a sense. So, like, go out there, make new friends, meet new people from different places. It's an international competition, so I think you should definitely take advantage of that. So, all of that I'm really ready for and I'm excited about.
It's so funny. Her view of what she's going to do and my view is like worlds apart, you know. She's thinking about, oh, I'm going to meet new friends and all that sort of stuff. And I'm thinking, I got to go deal with some dudes, boy. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, it's fun to see that, you know, and that's what youth is. You know, youth is the innocence of youth is this beautiful thing. You know, as you get older, when you see it, you really appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Learn us. How do you actually? Because our friends playing darts, we're trying to make sure we don't hit the black. Like when we play darts, we just don't hit the black. So that's how we think darts is. So learn us, please. Learn.
Well, when they say don't hit the black, I don't think they're talking about this black here. I think they're talking about this black here, or maybe this black here.
I was on a show a few weeks ago and it was a drinking game we played, and they said wherever you hit, don't hit the black. If you hit any black,
No, that's a different situation now. That's a different situation because that's actually a pretty decent practice. Okay, what I mean is you are actually having to concentrate on something, okay? Instead of just willy-nilly up here and say, I'm going to throw at the bullseye. Oh, I'm throwing at the bullseye. Look at me, I'm throwing at the bullseye. No, at least you're now concentrating on not hitting the black, which means you can hit anything else, but don't hit the black. Suppose you hit this. That don't count? You safe? Even though that's in a black number. Okay.
I ain't got to take those shots.
Okay. All right. But I'll tell you one thing, you know, you brought this up, and unfortunately, because it's a bar game, it's why it doesn't get really the respect that it should get, okay? If you look at the professional level of darts now, they only can drink water on stage. In fact, that's going to happen with us as well, and they're going to supply us with the water. You can't even bring your own water because they're trying to get the drinking away from the game, and they're trying to clean up the look of the game. Darts actually almost was in the Olympics in 2012. That's right. It's a pub because it was a pub game is the reason why it wasn't allowed to get through the final steps. But the London committee really tried to get darts in as what they call the experimental. You know those experimental ones.
Like how they have 3-for-3 basketball next year.
Right, like that. That's how they wanted to do it, you know. And it would have been nice to see it on TV. It would have been nice to see it in the Olympics.
Especially because it's England, and England's such like everyone in England watches darts. Like Christmas, New Year's, darts is huge. So like having it in London 2012 would have been like really big for everything. Especially like the best dart player in the world. Well, not right now, but the previous dart champion of the world for like 10 years straight. He's British. Phil Taylor. So he's British. He has
16 world championships.
He is a legend in darts, so it would have been great.
16.
But they're still like processing it. Like people are trying to still get it in for like 2024 and stuff like that. So hopefully.
Well, Japan is the Olympics in 2020, and Japan is where we're going. So hopefully, something could happen. You know, something could happen. But to be honest with you, it got its bad name not by accident. I mean, there really were some serious drinking going on with it. So it earned its title. You know what I mean? So you know, okay, that's what it is. But however, when you get around the serious dart players, even though they might drink or whatever the case might be, when you watch the games, you can see that
the beauty.
It doesn't affect. You know what I mean? It doesn't affect them like that. You know, some people they go overboard, but that happens.
So just show us, take us through a real, like how is it scored? What you supposed to do? How you play that? Learn me.
Okay, so basically, should I get like the chalk? Okay, basically, you start off with 501 points. Generally, especially.
Is there a reason why it's 501, or that's just?
Well, the reason why is because of the evenness of the numbers and so forth. They want an odd number, so you're somewhere along the line. You're gonna have to fix something. You see?
I don't think that there's a specific reason why it's 501.
I believe that
but
was a part when they were drinking. I think.
it's like, hey,
Kinda like
Liz,
it,
501. That's cool. Anyway, so 501, like that's what we play in international competitions, and that's also what we play here in our dart league. So basically, you start off with 501 points, and your objective is to get to exactly 0, like exactly. If you go over, you have to like go back and start
To the
over
previous number.
to the previous number and then go back. So you have to get to exactly 0. And basically what you have to do, you can't just, if you have 16 left, you can't just hit 16. You have to hit a double to finish. So you have to hit double 8. So this whole ring here is the double ring.
Called the outer ring is called the double ring.
This is the triple ring here.
That triple ring is actually what they call the scoring ring, because that's where you get score your most points.
So the double ring is the only place that you can check out. So you can't just hit a straight number and get out. You have to hit the double of whatever number you have.
So what happens if I have 16 left, I hit 16, it don't count?
It doesn't
You
count.
got to start over.
You have to
16
go
again.
back from 16.
You actually got to go get your dart.
Wait for the next person.
You don't
to
throw
go.
the other two. You go and pick that dart out of the board and say, well, I got to start again, you know?
And the next person goes, and then you go again.
Right. And this whole thing, right, what she's talking about with the double ring and stuff, if you noticed on the outside, they're numbers. Okay, so it's like, but if you look at the numbers, they're not in chronological order. No. They're all over the place. Right. And the reason why that is because, remember you were playing? Don't hit the black?
Yeah.
Okay. That there is 20.
Right.
You hit the white, you surrounded by 5 and 1. So, you know, they sandwich the good
bigger
numbers,
numbers
the
with
bigger numbers with the
smaller,
smaller numbers to make you be more accurate. And so this here would be 3 times that, which is 60.
Right.
So that's the highest number on the board. A lot of people think this is the highest number on the board.
Yeah, I always thought the middle was the highest.
It has no value. It's 50. Tell them what 25, what the green is,
The green is 25.
and show them
And so this
the
is
ranking system.
this is the highest double on the board.
Right.
So this is the highest checkout, which would be 50, and the second highest checkout would be 40, which is double 20.
Right.
So basically, the highest numbers on the board would be 60, which is triple 20, 57, which is triple 19, 54, triple 18, 51, triple 17, then 50.
And 50. Okay. So a lot of people have the concept of the bullseye being the number thing.
Too much TV, I guess.
No, well, it's no. I think it has to do with archery.
Archery.
I think it has to do with archery. Okay, and it has its value, like I say. But when we're practicing or something, and some novice comes in or whatever to say, and we're going around the board because this is really what you really practice a lot of, because that's how you finish the game. And they see you doing this, and I'll be throwing a double 3, and I'm here because I'm merely, and then I'll go like here, right? And they'll be like, this dude can't play. Because they believe I'm supposed to be doing this. So if they ask the questions, I'll answer them. If they don't ask the questions, they stand there long enough, then I'll start throwing at this just to say, okay, you think I can't?
I know they do
I
it.
think I can't play, but I know what I'm doing. And then they'll say, oh, and then they'll come and ask the question. Okay? So there you go. That's a perfect. Look at that. But so you know, darts is very very addictive. I saw your cameraman over there throwing. Watch out, watch out.
I tried joining the league next and yeah.
You might try. You know what I mean?
Space on our team. If you want, hit me up.
Yeah, so you know, so and she's been, like I said, she's been around us a lot, you know, and to watch her progress, and she's got what you call a smooth stroke, okay, and that's another thing. Darts is a lot to do with how you release the dart, okay, just like how pitches release from different angles and all that sort of stuff for baseball and cricket. I don't quite understand all of it, but you know, you understand what I'm saying. The dart release is important. Everyone has a different stroke, and hers is a nice, smooth, fluid stroke. Whereas you have some fellas who, and they juck. You know what I mean? You kind of juck it. You know what I mean?
When you stand at your game, it's like,
Yeah. I bet you the next day all of this was Satan. I bet you,
I know.
because you was tensing instead of letting it flow. You see, it can hurt. You know, so it's a game. It's not quite a sport, but it could qualify.
But the fact that it's a World Cup, you got I still can't believe there's a whole World Cup in the Caribbean Cup.
In Europe, darts is the second most popular sport behind soccer. That's right. You remember Diago?
Yeah, Diogo.
Diago is a guy from Brazil that used to play in the Caribbean Cup with us, right?
He's doing really
He
well.
actually moved him and his wife to England to pursue a career in darts, and he is now getting up there. He's getting in the
Gaining
what you
points.
call the
rankings.
minor professional leagues, and he's moving up and he's slowly going up and all. So it's there for people that you know, has the support or the sponsorship and so forth. It's there, But for us, Bahamians, it's just a hobby. It's just a, but ain't that's how track and field started?
It's just a hobby.
It's just a hobby.
We just like to
We
race
just
on
doing
the
it because
playground.
we just doing it because we want to beat GHS or we want to beat SAC or we want to beat this one or we want to beat that one. You know what I mean? So it's, but eventually, you'll see somebody is going to make it from the Bahamas. Trust me, we have a lot of talent.
Maybe me.
How are you getting ready for the World Cup? 'Cause I figure practice like perfect, but you heard you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to have a strain in your muscle. Or how do you get ready for that?
Well, me and my family, like we're really into darts, obviously. We have a Dark Rum, literally.
I feel like that'd be so amazing to see.
Literally, it's just like a rum with a board and trophies and a TV. But like basically every night, like we play. Whoever loses, you off, you scored, and you come in. So we play like first one to 5, and we be there for like, oh my gosh. Sometimes it takes really long, especially like if you win one, then you win one, then I win one, and then it keeps going. So you could play up to like, you could be there long. So basically you could play like, what, 15 games? That's too much. It really is.
It keeps you sharp.
I mean, it's really good for your numbers and knowing how to finish. So basically, like every number that you get to, you should know like what's the best and most accurate way to then get to 0 from this number, especially when you get like below 100 generally. So like knowing all of those just out your head, like 72, triple 12, then 36. So like you always just know.
I didn't realize there's so much math involved in that.
There's a lot of
Sound like you need a math
Arithmetic.
140, math 161.
Arithmetic.
I think it definitely helped me in math. Like I wasn't really that good, especially at like mental math. I was kind of like, I need help. But now I'm kind of like, it's not even addition anymore. It's kind of like you just know, like, because you've done it so often. It's not even adding anymore. It's just you already know that like
know what the
12
combos are.
from this
You know what the
is
combos are.
yeah. So you already know.
So October 3rd to 7th. And where else could people, if they want to like support you, where they could come see you? I know I think you have somewhere on Glasson Road or.
Well, right now we're on
Break.
because it's the summer. Our league only goes from around September-ish. October.
First Wednesday in October to like the last Wednesday the mid Wednesday. Well, actually, the playoffs run us through May. So the actual regular season ends usually around the end of April. Now, mind you, there's 25 to 26 teams in this league. It's a very, very big league. And each team has at least 6 members. So multiply and keep going, and you'll see what you got. But then the playoffs and stuff end like by June because the actual championships of the Bahamas happens in the middle of June. Yeah. So October.
I can't believe I've been missing out some my whole life. I feel like I miss a whole part of what's happening.
It's like a hidden thing. Like no one knows until they come in on a Wednesday night. And you're like, why all y'all so about this dart thing? And you're like, it's a game. Like
And it'll amaze you who plays darts. It really will. It's
Like
a
you walk in and
gamut.
you like-
You got doctors, you got lawyers,
Uh-huh.
you got Rotary people, you got managers, you got
Bankers.
everything. A central bank has a team. The central bank has a team. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's quiet, but those who know about it, they know.
It's not like Fight Club.
Well, and sometimes the games just feel like that. No, but you were asking her about practicing and so forth. Everyone practices different, okay? Some people's arms could take more than other people's arms. My arm could take a lot. I mean, a lot. I used to practice, when I tried to get really good, I used to practice 8 hours a day. I used to find 8 hours in a day. I used to practice between 5 and 7 in the morning before I take my children to school. Then sometime in the afternoon I'll find a couple hours, and then in the evening time I'll find 4 hours at home, and yeah.
That's dedication.
Yeah, that's, well,
Phil Taylor plays 10 hours a day apparently.
exactly. So so my arm could take a lot more than some other people's arm. But we had a tournament last night, and I could feel it because I hadn't played for a week. I could feel it in my arm. I could feel it. And I came here to throw a couple of times. I was like, I don't know, but Dad, I don't know if I can mess with this today. I don't know. I might use this for something else, but I don't know if I can use this for darts today. I'd have to see, But no, but it takes a lot of dedication. You can get good really fast in darts, really fast. But then to get from good to very good, it's going to take a lot of time. And to get from very good to excellent, it's yes. years.
Yeah, you can get to a decent level, I feel, really quickly. Like, I wasn't really playing darts that long before I made my first Caribbean Cup team. I was only playing maybe 3 months?
Maybe.
Maybe. Not even
But she used to
maybe.
throw it around. The
Yeah,
house,
like
so
we
she-
just is like
Yeah.
throw, but I wasn't.
Blood, so-
Yeah, it was just like trying to hit the bullseye type thing. So, like I was throwing around, but I wasn't really like actually practicing and trying to finish. So it was like 3 months, and then I could, compete at a level. Like I think that first thing I came first.
I can't.
I came first. That's my mom now, actually.
So what we're talking about here, I just want to make sure that we get the names of the other players in because they're not here to say who they are. So I want to just go through them. Okay, it's India from here. There's Sandra Ferguson. She's also from Nassau. There's Angela. What's Angela's last name? No, Angela. Angela is Angela. Kill me if I don't remember her name.
Mommy, what's Angela's
Angela
last name?
is Russell. Angela Russell.
Oh, yes.
Angela is Russell from Abaco, and then there's. We don't know if it's going to be Liz or we don't know if it's going to be the girl from not Anishka, the girl from Eleuthera, Tracy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're not sure. We're not quite sure yet which one of them is going to be because just traveling, you know what I mean? And for the men, it's Robin Albury. He's from Abaco. There's Dwight Miller. He's also from Abaco. And then it's me. I'm from Nassau. And then there's Wayne Copeland from Grand Bahama. And then we have a manager who's Byron Johnson. He's from Grand Bahama. The BDF president is from Abaco. That's Kevin Hicks. And then we have another coach manager for the ladies is Michael Russell from Nassau. So it's a
I really like the fact that there's so much different islands. It's not just Nassau.
yeah. But there has been a time when the team was comprised completely of Nassau when it was only 2 women. It would have been 4 men and 2 women, and that was that team was completely all 6 members were from Nassau. That happened once, but it doesn't happen like that anymore because Abaco is just so good.
Abaco is
they're
really
they're
good.
really good. So initially, half the team was made from Abaco, 2 ladies, 2 men. But because I tell you, travel issues and stuff like that, some people couldn't go, and so we had to take the next people in line. So it's good to see. I just wish it was a way, because money is always an issue. Okay, money is always an issue. We're supposed to get a grant from the government every year. Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. Okay, and that money has to go straight to, and it's nothing compared to what the amount of cost to travel, but it doesn't allow us to get together as a team. We don't get together as a team. We don't. She, myself, her, Sandra, and myself, yeah, we could get together as teammates, but the rest of the team can't do it. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it is. Sometimes we don't see each other until we get to the.
Yeah, try, but it's chemistry right there.
Yeah, no, but we know chemistry because we all know each other.
Yeah,
But
you know them.
I'm just saying, it's
not
just.
their best friend.
It's just how it is. But it's so good to see someone taking interest in actually the sport that we love so much. We got the young, you got the not so young, because there are some older people that me that play darts.
Oh yeah. Like
but
sometimes you have to help people walk to the board and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's love. That's
it's
passion.
love, man. It's love. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
So it's good
it's
to
a
see.
range.
One of
I'm the
these,
youngest, so
you're the youngest
Yes.
now.
yes,
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, but and that's been a while. But it'll be good, like you guys to okay. Our AGM is going to be here September the 6th, right? And then that'll be where all the teams come together, pay and all that sort of stuff. If you come around and just take some photos or whatever the case might be, to get to know, maybe interview a couple of people, and then when you go out on the Wednesday nights, if you're not doing anything on the Wednesday night, find out get a schedule, find out where people are playing, and that sort of go and watch the game, take some footage and stuff, so you
will
could
always
get
make
to know the sport, and then they get to know you. You know what I mean? And then you could have your own little niche as far as, hey, I'm the dart guy. You know what I mean? And you put this stuff online. No, you put this stuff online and live stream it or whatever, because there are a lot of associations that do that in the States. They do the same thing. You know what I mean? And so it'll be real, real good. The World Games is gonna have a live feed on some matches. Some matches are gonna actually be on the what they call the televised board.
Some do in Caribbean Cup, but not very many. Like finals and stuff in Caribbean.
Yeah, but for the World Cup, there's a dedicated board for television, and it's shown on Sky Sky Sports. So hey, you might be seeing her You know.
I think that's when the people know before they headbutt you all, because they can headbutt you after y'all go marshal up in Japan.
Glad that you added now.
I don't know what I have to say.
Wish us luck.
Yeah. I mean, I think that if you're interested in darts, definitely you can find me on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And then if you're really interested in darts, we will teach you, and every team can expand and gain new members, especially if you're interested in learning the sport. So I feel like if you're interested in sport, in the darts, if you're interested in darts, definitely try and come out a Wednesday night, find a team. They'll gladly accept you, I promise. It won't be like, no, you can't sit with us. This isn't Mean Girls. So definitely get into darts if you aren't already. It's a sport for everybody. Women can beat men. You're the youngest and you're a girl, and they're like, and then my dad's team is kind of different, and they're just like, his team kind of like tease them and be like, how you let India beat you, boy? So it's kind of a shame if you get beat by me. But I'm just saying that it's not a biased game. It's not about strength. It's not about height. So anyone can play, and you have a fair chance. So I feel like if you're looking for a sport, this is you.
Look for something to do. Join the darts team and wish them luck October 3rd to 7th at the World Cup in Japan. In Japan.
Kobe, Japan.
Kobe, Japan. Sorry, Kobe. Yeah. Not Brian. Kobe, Japan.
Not the black mamba. You know, not the black.